Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lattes on My Mind.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Felina. What are we talking about today?
Edgar Allan Poe. I'm sorry, we were whispering.
I know.
We're going to be talking about Edgar Allan Poe and his mysterious death.
Ooh. Sounds. You know, this is one I don't actually know a lot about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, grab those lattes and join us for the journey.
How the heck have you been, Hannah?
Oh, you know, that was how the heck have you been?
Sorry.
I have been okay. I've been pretty good. I've been tired. My head hurts. But yeah, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Doing good. Real good.
Exhaustion has hit.
Yeah, I'm doing fine, I guess.
Good.
I mean,
good.
things are. It's just kind of like life is plodding on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm in that stage where it's just like, you got to get some things done
Yeah.
and keep going.
Yeah. But then you have like no motivation to get those things done.
Yeah. I have motivation for some things, and then other things I have absolutely no motivation for. Wes, and his chores are what I have his chores I have no motivation for.
Yeah. Well, those are his chores. He can do them.
Well, they're not like his chores, like the house things that he comes up with that we need to do.
Yeah.
And he's right, but I don't want to do them.
If I have to clean my kitchen solo one more time, I'm gonna commit
Do you
acts
not
of violence.
usually clean your kitchen solo?
It's just that we were in like the state of like, oh,
Let's help.
like oh, the kitchen's dirty, I'll clean it, and now
Yeah.
it's like I'm the only one in the state of, oh, the kitchen is dirty, I'll clean it.
Yeah.
And there's tools everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just and then I'll ask Marshall, I'll be like, hey, can you clean the kitchen next time? Like, we're gonna make dinner, can you clean it after like tomorrow after work? Because I'm realistic. I'm like, you're tired, I'm tired, we don't want to clean the kitchen right now.
No.
When you get home from work, can you clean the kitchen? And then he won't do it.
Yeah.
And then I'll end up doing it.
Yeah. It's the disarray that gets me. Like, we like, because we're still remodeling our house always, like since we've moved in.
It never ending.
And so it's like everything is like, okay, we'll get things cleared off, and then all of a sudden the table's covered again, and then the dishes are all in the same.
I'll clean the kitchen, the counters will be clear, and the next thing I know, I turn around and it's like a bajillion things are on the counter. And I'm like, how did you get?
And then it's like, okay, we need to throw all these boxes away. Cool. And then we get pizza, and then there's boxes again. And I'm like,
or like it'll be like, okay, I know this stuff needs to go in the pantry, but I cannot just throw this in the pantry one more time.
Yeah.
So then you have to take everything
I literally
out
have
and like it's just
my pantry's like.
Yeah.
Close it.
Open the door, throw it, and shut.
I'm like,
really quick.
I need to really organize this pantry.
I've gotten hit by my broom so many times.
Oh my gosh.
I'm ready to throw it in the garbage. But I can't.
Grab it.
It's the only interior broom that we have. All the other brooms have been in the garage.
Brooms, right?
Yeah, all the other ones have been in the garage, and I just don't trust them.
I kind of feel like I don't trust any of my
there's
brooms.
bugs.
Like I know at some point I was like, you did something that I didn't want you to do, broom.
Yes, yeah.
And now I don't want to sweep in my house.
You've swept up something I don't want in my house.
Exactly.
I feel like stuff just gets like trapped in brooms a little bit.
They do.
Yeah.
They always have the fuzzy dusties on them.
And it's like, what are you? And I don't want to touch you, so I'm not going to touch you.
Like, you know how it's always got the like attached to, like, it always has that dust.
And you can scrape it on the like I have a dustpan that like literally it's like a stand, and you can like scrape it off. It don't work.
It doesn't.
It stays on there. There's
something on that broom all the time.
Yeah, it's constant. It's never ending. And I don't understand how it ends up this way.
I don't either.
Every single broom I have ever used is like that. So maybe I've just never used like a brand new broom.
You've gotten a brand new broom.
No, I have never bought a broom.
Yeah, but like, how have you gotten them? Like,
well,
people don't give them to you used.
Well, like Marshall had one.
Right.
Okay,
but then how'd you get the other ones?
That was crusty dusty. The other ones were literally left in this house when we bought them.
Oh, so those are crusty dusty.
So I really distrust those brooms.
Well, then who's the inside broom? Where did that come from?
The inside broom is the broom that Marshall had when we.
Okay, but it's still crusty
that's
dusty.
not true. I did buy a broom, but it's not a normal broom. It's like a soft bristle broom.
Soft bristle broom.
Yeah, it kind of like.
Oh, like.
It's not hard.
Okay.
Like it's not scratchy.
Okay.
Like the other brooms, it's like a soft bristle broom.
Is it still like a floor broom?
Yeah, but it's so short that I don't ever use it.
Oh, it's a little baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so short. It's not like little baby.
It's the Hobbit broom.
No, it's not like one of those like hand brooms.
Right. But like
it's like
short.
just short.
Yeah.
So I never use it.
Yeah.
I got it for the dustpan
hurts.
mainly, and it came with the dustpan.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So you bought the dustpan.
Mm-hmm. What I do like about the dustpan is part of the dustpan. We're so off topic. I'm so sorry.
I know. Well, it's okay. We're not even on
part
topic
of the
yet.
dustpan. It like you can like screw it. It like detaches, and you screw it into the broom, and it's like a hard like scrubby broom. It's like a scrubby brush.
Okay.
So I do like that, and I use it to clean the shower.
Okay. You use the broom to clean the shower?
The scrubby.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, hold on. No, wait.
I use it because it's
nice.
Gets in there, and I don't have to bend down.
I know. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have something that's like, I had something, and now it's kind of been like in the garage.
So you distrust it. There's something about stuff being in the garage. I think it's because there's bugs in the garage.
Bugs, and like maybe the bat got in there.
Oh my gosh.
No. Well, but also we've had like, you know, the poopy instances with our downstairs bathroom and like stuff that got brought in the garage from that, and it's like, so I don't trust any of it.
There's a distrust.
There's a distrust.
Let us know. Do you trust things that have been in your garage to
No.
go inside your house, or no? I feel like I need to disinfect it.
Yeah, I agree.
And like lawn chairs, they live in the garage. They do not come into the house.
Yeah, they wouldn't come into the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people don't let them live in the garage. They let them live in their house, and I think that's
let them
weird.
live in their house.
They let them live in their homes. Their humble abodes.
That's weird. I would be like, there's bugs in this.
Yeah. Even though
I've got bugs in my chairs and bugs in my skin.
Bugs in my eyes, bugs in my. I didn't even take 4 quarts of fentanyl.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, it's the Peanut song. They're like, fentanyl. What?
And for those of you who do know what I'm talking about, I got Lil P on Fortnite, and he's maxed out.
Little P.
Lil P.
His kid.
Yeah, his son.
Yeah.
You know who didn't have a son?
This is true. Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes.
He did not have a son.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that?
It was a shot in the dark.
It was a shot in the dark. You did a good job. You did a good job.
I'd never heard of a son for Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, I've never heard of a son either.
Yeah.
I just guess I never really thought about it.
Okay, now is Edgar Allan Poe, what century?
1809 is when he's born.
Okay.
So he's living in the 1800s. All right. He was born in Boston. He was born in Boston, Massachusetts.
He was born in Massachusetts.
He was.
He was born in the spooky ooky
and that
capital
makes
of
sense.
America.
That makes sense because he's a spooky ooky writer.
Spooky ooky dude.
He was always that mysterious. They like to say macabre writer.
Mm-hmm.
Macabre.
Mm-hmm.
And that word looks like macabre or
regal.
something. Yes.
Fun fact about the word macabre. Sorry.
Yeah.
My first ever play that I was in was Mousetrap, and the word macabre came up, and literally none of us knew how to pronounce it.
How do you say this?
And there's this one kid. She was a transfer student. She actually went to college with us. She was a transfer student, and she was brand new, and it was like she hardly knew anybody, and she was like, macabre.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, it's spelled like this. And then she was like, yeah, that's macabre. You don't know how to say macabre?
Then nope.
And like even our director, like the drama teacher, didn't know it.
I would have looked it up. I would have been
I know. We were like, how do you say
it's
that?
macabre, obviously.
Yeah.
Dang. Macabre.
Macabre.
It looks like macabre.
That's what we were saying.
Yep. So obviously we know him as that writer, guys, the one who writes the darker content, the poetry, the short stories.
Yeah.
His parents were apparently traveling actors. His mom was British and his dad was born in Baltimore, which we will find ourselves in Baltimore a lot.
Good morning, Baltimore.
Everything leads to something.
Yeah.
But alas, he was not to have a happy childhood. His father left, whoosh, vanished.
His mother died. He grew up buck wild. Sorry, continue.
That's true. This resulted in his mother trying to raise 3 children on her own, alone. Ooh. Apparently she did have a more successful acting career than he did, so like good riddance to him, I guess.
Yeah.
But
he was jealous.
Yeah, he was, I think. He was also an alcoholic, which will lead to some of our boys' problems. So he had an older brother, younger sister, I believe. But he was only 2.
The macabre makes sense.
Yes.
He's a middle child.
He is the middle child.
Woe is me.
Exactly. his mother contracted tuberculosis. And you know what
happens? His mother actually did die?
Yes.
I was quoting Hamilton.
Yes, but I was like, you are correct. You are actually correct.
Oops.
That's right. That's Hamilton. Mm-hmm. His mother passed away from tuberculosis in 1811 when Edgar...
He was only 10?
He was only 2.
2?
He was born in 1809 and his mother died in 1811. He was a bebe. He didn't even know his mom, essentially.
So, but did he live as his father?
His father, who left, apparently, I heard in my video that I was watching that he died like 3 days after his mother did.
Serves him right.
Right? It's like, oh, that's interesting
Tint
that they died.
Right, tint fair, tint true.
But he was like in a different like... Oh, and she had moved, by the way, to Richmond, Virginia before this, just so we know. We're in Richmond, Virginia now. Well, not my hometown,
not
but like, yeah.
Virginia.
Yes,
anything in Virginia, I'd say your hometown.
Yeah, I've been to Richmond. So he's in Richmond now, and he is taken in. All 3 of them are taken in by someone different. Mm-hmm. I think that his brother went to New York, where his grandparents were. And then he was adopted by not adopted. He was fostered with a family in Richmond. And then his sister went to someone else in Richmond. But like 2 separate homes.
So his grandparents only took the oldest son?
Yeah, isn't that kind of messed up?
Diabolical.
Yeah, why wouldn't the grandparents just take all of them, by the way?
For real.
No wonder he started out so depressed.
Brother.
I don't know why. I hate when people separate siblings.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's really so messed up.
Yeah.
Anyway, he had an okay relationship with the foster mom, but the foster dad...
he was only 2, so he didn't really know his siblings well.
Yeah, that's true. But still, like, he would, like, the older brother had memory. I don't know how old he was, but... Oh, I thought I just dropped a piece of this on your floor.
That's okay. You can
like
drop
peeling.
A piece of it on the floor.
It's like peeling.
Ah, peel away.
Peel away.
It's okay. I got a vacuum anyways.
Maybe it will inspire you to vacuum if I drop it on the floor.
Probably not.
Just doing you a favor. She's like, problem for later. So he had quite an interesting and kind of like did some interesting things in his life. His foster dad was like wealthy, but he did not help Edgar very much. I'm like, why did you
they didn't
take
adopt
in this
him.
child?
Yeah.
But anyway, he was part of this color guard in 1824 that accompanied the Marquis de Lafayette. Speaking of Hamilton,
Lafayette
in Richmond, like as a tour. Like, because he was a war hero, so he did like a tour in 1824, which is crazy because I didn't even think of him like being alive still during this time period.
1824.
Yeah, but I mean, the revolution was in 1776 or whatever, so
yeah,
it's just kind of like it seems so distant, but it's really not. So he did that, and he they kept a guard at this house. For him, like it was like he was like 15. Like this is not like an actual military thing. It's like a
Oh, it was like the JROTC.
Yeah, what is that? The junior.
I don't remember what the words are, but it's
essentially
like the underage military.
Yeah, the underage military, like where they're like doing things like military, but not
like ROTC training.
Yes. And they stayed at this house, and that house actually became the Poe Museum, which is interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was called the Old Stone House, and apparently it was like a house of a family that had like helped during the Revolution, and that's why they like went to that house and stayed there or something. Anyway,
how did
so he did that.
The Poe House,
the Poe Museum. It just did. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It became the Poe Museum, I guess, because he'd stay there, and it was just like an important house. So they're like, let's make this then. Okay. I don't know. I don't really know why they chose that one, because his other house, like that he lived in later, like also became a museum. But there's like this one has like a lot more of his stuff, I think.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Weird.
He was kind of all over the place, so maybe they were just like, we'll just put it here. So when he was 17, he did attempt to go to college at the University of Virginia, UVA. Whoop, whoop. But he didn't have. His foster dad did not send him with enough money for the tuition. Like only a third, apparently, of the amount that I bet he was
one of those parents that was like, "You're not getting my money. You have to work to earn your own."
He was a foster, but then again, I listened at one point. I was gonna say I read, but it was in one of the videos that like his foster dad had inherited money, and so I was like, "Hold on now, so you inherited money, but then you want to just make him." Because he was like a wealthy dude.
Sus.
So he tries to go. He doesn't have enough money for tuition. So guess what he tries to do to get enough money? He gambles. He decides, I'll gamble and see if I can.
Eddie boy.
I'll see if I can make enough money.
Okay.
Guess what happened instead?
He lost it.
He was $2,000 in debt after this instance.
Brother.
Okay.
Brother. So how do you afford college?
He drops out. He goes home. And he already doesn't have a good relationship with his foster dad. So this
Clearly,
just like makes
he
it.
didn't send him his tuition.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't like set him up for success very well. I mean, I understand like to a certain extent being like, you need to like, work hard.
But he could have not gambled. He could have paid the third of the tuition and then gotten a job.
He could have. But like, I don't know what kind of job opportunities there would be while you're in college during those days.
You gotta make it work.
You gotta make it work. Gotta go sweep those streets or something.
Work the streets.
Well, they were street sweepers back in the day.
I know.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about? Also, when he returned home from college, Felina, he found out that his fiance had gotten engaged to a different man. Yeah.
That heifer.
Yeah, but this was not entirely her fault. Apparently, her father was like, oh, I don't want my daughter to marry this orphan man who has no promise of success.
Excuse me,
So,
sir.
I know. So, he, like, took the letters, like, intercepted them that he was sending to her from college. So they both thought we're ghosting each other, but that he wasn't. So, loses his fiance. How
long was he at college?
I don't remember. Maybe like...
How long did she wait?
Well, I know she said she was going to wait, I think only like a year. I don't even know if it was a year.
Okay. So
maybe like a year. So he entered the army in desperation after this at 18 because he needed money. And that was like the one thing you could do is,
enlist.
Yeah. Well, he moved to Boston and then he went into the army. Okay. So he did publish.
So Massachusetts.
Yeah.
She'd be crazy.
Yeah. Did I say Boston?
Yeah. You meant Baltimore, didn't you?
No, it's Boston. Okay. He does move to Boston. He does go back to Baltimore at some point, and those two confuse me. They seem like Boston and Baltimore. I don't know why. Baltimore's in Maryland, right?
Don't ask me.
Okay. I won't, but I think it is. Anyway, so he did, while he was in Boston, he published his like first little thing under the name A Bostonian. So not even under his real name. Beautiful. Did not sell well. Apparently some historians didn't even know if it existed. For a while because it was so undersold.
Wow.
Yeah. But it does. It is worth a lot now, but then did not sell.
Baltimore is in Maryland.
Okay, good. Not completely. It
was bothering me. You could tell.
Yeah, she's like, hold on, I gotta figure this out. He was actually pretty good soldier. And he rose to the rank of sergeant major, but due to like still struggles with like money and stuff like that. And he kind of got bored. I think he decided to go to West Point, which is like the military college. Mm-hmm. And like he had to like convince I don't know if it was like his supervisor officer, like convince him to be able to like drop out to go to West Point. But then he was like, you have to reconcile with your foster father. And I was like, what business is it of that guy's?
You probably paid him
to
off.
make him like reconcile. But like his foster dad didn't want to reconcile with him at first. But then I think that the foster mom passed away. And so then they had kind of a reconciliation, which only lasted for a little while because guess what? 8 months into West Point, he decides I don't like this and gets himself expelled or court-martialed. He sabotages himself. I know.
Edgar.
And it's weird because like he was a good student technically, but like just his other problems, like, well, he drank a lot.
He was an alcoholic.
He was an alcoholic too because his father. Well,
so he probably partied hard.
Yeah, he partied hardy. He got bored. Things like that. You know how artists are. You know how artists are. They get bored. So he left and goes to Baltimore now. Now, this is where things get weird, in my opinion. Well, things are weird and things are not so great for him, but he moves in with his aunt. Okay, not so weird. His aunt and his cousin. But then he marries his cousin. Now, his cousin, It gets worse. His cousin, when he marries her, is 13. He's 27. Yeah. Now there is, I know it's gross.
I'm sorry, that'd be like me.
Oh, don't say it. What, marrying your cousins?
Yes,
exactly, because they're that age. But there's debate about what this marriage actually was, if it was actually like a marriage or if it was like an arrangement. I'm like, but either way, like,
even if it was an arrangement, ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Seriously, ew. Even if it's
Although
on paper,
he never
and
fathered
I don't
any
know.
children, so maybe
maybe there was debate about whether they consummated it, and like this was like kind of normal all the time, but it's still gross and it's still weird. But yeah, they said there's like he never had any children.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if this was like a thing where they were. I don't know if this is a thing where they were like actually in love.
Yeah.
I read one that it said they were in love.
Ew.
Whatever you want to call that, I don't know, but
incest.
Yeah. So I was like,
incestuous.
Yeah. Well, people married their cousins a lot back then too, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, we're all products of incest.
Yeah.
Hate to break it.
That's great. That's so great for us. Hopefully not too close. Maybe like way down the line, way far back.
Yeah.
Because he did call her like sissy sometimes, like sister.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. They like had a very like sibling relationship. So I'm like, I really hope. I don't know what it was, but weird. So yeah. So our boy is weird. He wrote varying genres, as we know, trying to make his way as a writer. He wrote mysteries, comedies, apparently horror. Apparently, I did not know this, but he was like the pioneering person of modern detective stories.
Oh,
like
how
Sherlock Holmes was based off of one of his characters.
Works. Oh,
and I did not know that because you always think, oh, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who wrote Sherlock, like he's the pioneering guy, but like he based it off of something Poe wrote.
Yeah.
So if you like detective stories, I guess thank him. And horror, like he did a lot of horror stuff.
Yeah.
He was also a harsh critic, so he was of other authors' works. So he was not
popular in the town.
He was not popular in that sense because he was very like he didn't like. I think he like criticized Longfellow, who's like another very famous poet and stuff like that. So now his cousin wife, as we shall call her, passed away at 24. So that means they were together for a while or something.
They were together
like
for 11 years.
Yeah. But she passed away at 24 of tuberculosis as well. The tuberculosis was taking out the women
he just
of
really
this time.
Was not meant.
No.
No.
Yeah. His family was.
Ew, that's disgusting.
I know. You learn all these things and you're like, oh, how was this? We still talk about this guy. But we still talk about this guy and he was weird.
That's gross.
So he was on and off working for like magazines, like really trying to find his way. And it's crazy because like, you know him as a writer, but like he did not like get successful until like
after he died, right?
Well, really after he died, but he did have some success during his life, but it was like very later in his life. Like it took him a really long time.
Sometimes I think that if he hadn't have died, he would not have gotten popular. Do you ever feel like that? Do you ever feel like sometimes it's like
people don't until after they
like
die?
If they die while they're on the rise,
yeah,
then they're going to blow up.
Exactly.
But if they weren't on the rise,
well, that's the thing is like he was on the rise. Like he was on the rise. Like that he was becoming popular.
But he probably would have fizzled out if he hadn't have died.
Right, 100%. Just assuming if he had continued in some of the ways he was continuing, and he did. His biggest thing that like launched him into the public eye was The Raven, which is like one of his like very popular poems.
Yeah.
So after the passing of his wife, so he writes The Raven, and then I think his wife passes.
Oh.
At least that's the order I wrote it in. I might be wrong. That might be. I don't know. But she dies, so he moves back to Richmond, where he becomes reacquainted with his former fiance.
Does he marry her?
She is a widow. He doesn't marry her. She is a widower. Widow? Yeah. Widower is a man. Yeah. I was like, wait. Usually because I always say the wrong word for the woman. So she's a widow and she's wealthy. So he's like,
give me your money.
Maybe yeah, because he needs money.
Yeah.
So they become, I believe, engaged, or they're going to become engaged. So there was a little confusion.
They're either courting or engaged.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they're engaged. So he's like, we're going to get married, blah, blah, blah. So he has plans to travel back to New York to get his mother-in-law / aunt.
Good God.
Good Lord. And he also is like, I'm going to go stop in Philadelphia on the way to meet with this client. I think it was like an author who like he was going to help edit some of her poems.
Okay, I was like, a client? He's an author.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm going to help, you know. Yeah, I guess I don't know why I use that word, but he's meeting with this author to help them blah, blah, blah. I think I wrote it that way first because it said he was like going to like meet with like a job person.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh, wait, I don't know why I said that. But anyway, Hannah's just writing what she does in her notes.
Hannah just is making all of this up.
I made this up. Edgar Allan Poe wasn't even real.
Not
true
clickbait.
Story. So before he travels, Felina,
Hannah,
he's kind of sickly. They don't know if it was cholera or something, but
tuberculosis.
He had, like, tuberculosis. That was more common with women, and I don't know why. But men can get tuberculosis. But why did so many women die of tuberculosis then?
Because they just did.
They just did. So they
were the ones cleaning everything with tuberculosis on it.
Okay.
There we go.
Is tuberculosis spread via that?
I have no idea.
I don't know if it is.
Google.
I don't think it is.
Dr. Google.
You figure that out.
Okay.
But so his health is not the greatest. Okay. So his new fiance and his doctor like really don't want him to travel because they're like, it's going to make it worse. Right. You need to rest.
Right. It's transmitted through air from person to person. So
okay. So it is through air.
Sneezes, speaks, or sings.
Oh, singing.
Mm-hmm. The women were nurses, though. So
yeah. Maybe
anyways,
that's why.
Sorry. So they said you need to rest before.
You need to rest. So he's like, nah, I'm still going. So the next day he leaves on a ship, from Baltimore, and he's supposed to go to Philadelphia.
By ship.
He's going by ship.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, I guess like just up the coast a little, by steamship. It wasn't or I guess up the river or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's trying to go to New York and Philadelphia, but he ends up in Baltimore. Now he leaves on the 27th. Okay. He gets to Baltimore on the 28th. So it's just like a day, whatever, from where he is.
Yeah.
And then we know nothing about what happened to him between that day and the 3rd of October. No idea. People refer to it as like Poe's lost week because there was no sign of him. There were no letters. And like, they're like, obviously like
he was probably ill and he didn't want to admit that he was wrong and should have stayed.
Yeah. He was ill, just like holed up in a hotel somewhere, but
yeah,
no one saw him, nothing. So on October 3rd, he's discovered at a tavern called Gunner's Hall Tavern in Baltimore, where he is found in a gutter, essentially. Very incoherent.
Or he went on a bender.
Exactly. That could be one of the things. He was very incoherent. He didn't know what was going on. He was wearing clothes that didn't belong to him.
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah. So like he was apparently a very like well-dressed man that like with very fitted clothes and like kept it in great condition. One of the things I guess he had going on for him. But like this was like they were too big, they were disheveled, like really weird. Okay. So they're like, what the heck? So he was discovered by this man named Joseph Walker. And I think Joseph Boy worked for the newspaper, I think.
Okay.
So he kind of he recognizes him. He's like, oh my gosh, that's Edgar Allan Poe. Because at this point he has on the rise. He has a name. Yeah. People know what he looks like. He is, you've seen pictures of him. He's got like the mustache and the deep dark circles under his eyes.
Yeah.
He was not sleeping.
He was an alcoholic.
He was an alcoholic. Yeah, I guess that does give you the bags under your eyes.
He was probably malnourished too.
Yeah. I mean, probably.
The 1800s.
Yeah, the 1800s of it all. He's just living on alcohol.
Yeah.
He could not remember apparently how he got there. So the guy asks him,
you know what it was? He was abducted by
aliens. Get this, aliens. He doesn't know how he got there. He doesn't remember what happened. the guy asks him if he knows anyone in the area in Baltimore. Excuse me, I just burped again.
I liked it. I'm leaving it in too. I'm not even writing it down.
Well, maybe I'll remember.
You won't remember.
I might. You never know what I can remember.
So John, he asked if there was anybody there.
Yeah, he's like, do you know anyone? And he's like, this man named Joseph Snodgrass, which, by the way.
What a name.
Snodgrass.
What a name. Whoa, brother.
It's an amazing name. He was an editor for a magazine, and he also apparently had like some medical knowledge. So he was like a Dr. Magazine guy.
You go, Snodgrass.
Yeah, Snodgrass had it going. So he's writing him like, hey, this guy says he knows you. Like, he's in this like weird state. Like, I think he's drunk, like heavily drunk.
Yeah.
Come get him, essentially. So now at this time, Felina, this tavern that he was found at was actually being used for an election, like for polls. Apparently they had pop-up polls at taverns and bars at this time. So now this is important to the story. We will talk about it soon. But this was a very weird time because he showed up on like the day of the election that he was found. So they're like, So we'll talk about that later. Sus.
Voter fraud.
Exactly. That's one of the things. So the guy Snodgrass shows up and sends him to Washington College Hospital. Okay. This whole time, like the 4 days he's at the hospital, he's in and out like of consciousness, and they never fully are able to get him to be like, where were you? He is not coherent at all. So he's also like sometimes screaming randomly. He's seeing things. That's no bueno. He's seeing maybe ghosty boys on the walls.
Oh my gosh, it's a portal. He went through the portal. So he's like having these hallucinations. He's obviously, I mean, I think he's like, got a fever. He's got like all the things. Now the night, obviously, because we know he dies, the night before he dies in this hospital, he keeps screaming the name Reynolds, which they have no idea who Reynolds is or what Reynolds is. Maybe, who knows? And to this day, they have no idea what it meant. And he just kept saying that before he passed. And then the last words supposedly that he said with apparently the doctor that like presided over him for like the 4 days, I don't know if that's the correct word, presided or watched him, said that his last words were, "Lord, help my poor soul." He died?
He died.
That's how he died?
In the hospital?
Yeah.
Yes. He died in the hospital, but we're going to talk about like how in the world did he get to this state? Yeah. So he dies in the hospital for 4 days, not even being able to like say anything that happened to him. And the doctors apparently like recollection or his his accounts of it are kind of like
hazy.
Yeah, he like kind of changes his story some. But I don't know if I didn't see any theories like where the doctor like kills him or anything like that. I don't think we're going in that direction. But so he dies on October 7th officially, at the age of 40. So he's not very old. His cause of death is listed as phrenitis or inflammation of the brain. And apparently this is kind of something they put to when they don't know the cause of death entirely. Though I would like write that down because they don't know the nature of it. Also could be that, I don't know.
Maybe he had inflammation of the brain.
And maybe he had inflammation of the brain and just died.
Maybe he had the tumor and he was having hallucinations.
That's one of the theories.
Oh,
so let's get into the theories. She has guessed two of the theories, so I'm just gonna finish this now. Okay, so one short theory, not obviously. One theory is that he died of carbon monoxide poisoning, because some of the indoor lighting at the time used coal gas, and apparently that let off carbon monoxide, and he was like showing some symptoms of it, but it's often dismissed because there's no conclusive evidence for it. And like when they did like samples of his hair, there was no like coal gas remnants or whatever they say. Also, one of the biggest things to note is that even though he was an alcoholic, he also possessed a hereditary condition, which his sister had as well, which made him like severely react to alcohol in the sense that he could like drink 1 cup of wine and be like crazy drunk.
Oh.
Okay. So not only is an alcoholic, he also has an adverse reaction to alcohol.
So maybe he wasn't really an alcoholic. Maybe he just had an adverse reaction.
Maybe. But like he would apparently go on these like binges where he would drink a lot. So it's like, what in the world are you doing?
That's just asking for it.
Some say that his doctor, before he went on this trip, had said to him like another such attack would prove fatal. And so he's like
if you keep drinking,
so
die.
they think maybe and Poe said back to him like something like if people would not tempt him, he would not fall. So like he's like obviously like been drinking. Okay, he's been drinking. However, some people say that leading the months up to his death, that he was also became like part of the temperance movement and was like speaking against alcohol and like trying to get away from alcohol.
So maybe he did get tempted.
So exactly. So they think, okay, well maybe he was sober for a little while and then got tempted real bad.
And then overdid it.
And then overdid it. Even still, scientists say that his hair samples showed low levels of lead, and apparently
there was lead in alcohol.
Yeah, apparently that there would be more lead in his hair if he had died of alcohol poisoning, and I don't know if that's. I don't understand that. I don't understand how that works, but they were like, this doesn't really show a lot of evidence. However, even some of the people like Snodgrass believe he died of binge drinking.
Snodgrass, I forgot about
I know,
him.
because Snodgrass was like, I'm pretty sure he died of binge drinking. Like people of the time thought he died because of alcohol. I mean, obviously that could happen. Yeah. I guess you can drink yourself to death.
You can,
but it doesn't explain.
But what was his liver like?
Well, they didn't do an autopsy. That's one of the issues of also why we don't know a lot about what happened to him, like what exactly was his cause of death, because they didn't give him an autopsy. They just buried him in an unmarked grave in Baltimore. Well, I guess because he wasn't in his town that he was like living in at the time, but still they knew who he was. Yeah. Apparently his fiance read about his death in the newspaper. So I'm like, so he didn't get like his aunt didn't get notified. I don't know if she did, but like, did they just be like, oh, this is Edgar Allan Poe, throw him in an unmarked grave? Like they knew who he was.
That's sus.
It is sus. Like why was he put in an unmarked grave?
What happened to his father? His foster father?
I think he was dead at the time.
Okay.
I think he.
It sounds like somebody who held a grudge, paid people off
to kill him,
or make him be forgotten by the world. They didn't.
They didn't want him to be.
Yeah.
Maybe it was one of the other authors.
That's what I'm saying.
It could be. So obviously the most like you said, the most obvious thing could be a brain tumor. Because 26 years later, they decided to exhume him and move him to a more prominent. More prominent because this is Edgar Allan Poe. They built a statue for him. But as they were moving, as I said, there's no autopsy. I don't think there was any kind of preservation done to him at this time because it is the 1800s. This is where they're eating mummies. No, actually, I don't remember. But he, so they pick up the coffin and obviously it's disintegrated. And so it falls apart. So one of the people who's putting it back together notices that his skull has something rattling around inside of it. At the time they didn't quite understand the brain, so they thought, oh, it's just his brain that dried up, but the brain doesn't do that. Apparently the brain disintegrates first. But it could be a calcified tumor because apparently once it dies or whatever, it can calcify and it can remain in there.
Or it was an implant from the government.
Or were they doing implants at this time?
Yeah,
it is 1849.
100% they were.
One other thing was that was proposed was during his lifetime there was a doctor that had told him you do have a lesion on your brain, and so they were this could be why he had the condition of why alcohol was so severe to him, because he actually had something on his brain. But then again, if it was hereditary, I don't think that would quite explain that fully. So I don't know if he was saying like that. That's why he could have had, maybe it was like actually a tumor that he had on his brain. Cause like they didn't know at the time fully what a tumor was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm no doctor.
I didn't know he had a lesion on his brain.
Yeah, I know. I was like, that's interesting.
How do you know that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you know that unless you go into his brain?
Open his skull.
Yeah. Maybe they had more stuff than we thought in the 1840s.
Maybe
but I don't
they
think
were more technologically advanced.
I don't think they were. So I'm like, I don't really know how he knew he had a lesion on his brain. I don't know if he like did some like little tapping.
Is this thing on?
Click, 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 click. Let's see. So obviously brain tumor. Another proposal is that there's a story that he showed up to this magazine editor's office at some point during this visit. And his name was John Sartain, saying that he was all disheveled and he showed up and he was claiming that assassins were after him because of woman trouble, whatever that means. No one could corroborate this story, but this is one of the things that has persisted. So there is a theory that Poe, because he had become engaged to
such a prominent, wealthy figure.
To a wealthy figure who, one, he had been engaged to in the past, and two, who was inheriting her husband's money, her brothers had met up with him and told him, like, you can't marry our sister, like,
because they wanted the money.
Well, not only that they wanted the money, but they were like, you're after the money, probably, because.
Well, and that's what also something I was thinking too before the dad thing was, her husband had died. Did anybody else like who was supposed to inherit the money or want to inherit the money, so they wanted him gone so that they could weasel their way in or something?
I remember that when I was listening to it, that his dad did end up, or his foster dad did end up remarrying, and there was like some unknown child that he decided was going, like, he was getting the money because he wasn't leaving anything to Edgar because he hated him. So
no, I'm saying like with his fiance's husband.
Oh, like wanted him.
Did somebody else want the money?
Probably.
And want to weasel their way in.
Probably wanted to marry her too. Someone else. Maybe so. Maybe so. But so it said that like the brothers showed up and they were like, can't marry our sister. And then they follow him to Baltimore and rough him up. And then they force
alcohol.
Whiskey into his system because they know about this condition that he has that will kill him. So that's one of the theories as well, that he was murdered by the brothers.
That tracks. Like it was an accidental.
Well, kind of an accidental, but not accidental. I mean, they were like, let the whiskey do its job sort of thing. Another crazy theory is rabies. Okay, that he contracted rabies. Apparently, this was a semi-common virus at the time, but the reason why this theory has been proposed is because in 1996, there was this like clinical pathologic conference where the doctors like gave out symptoms of these certain, like, you didn't know who it was, and then they gave out symptoms of like, this patient whose name is EP has this symptom and this symptom and this symptom, and you would like go through it and then you would diagnose them. Okay. And so he didn't have like any preconceived notions like, oh, this is Edgar Allan Poe. He was, a drug addict. He was an alcohol addict, something, blah, blah, blah. Because he had different pulse rates, shallow breathing, confusion, and lethargy. He was lethargic. Lethargic. And, the amount of days apparently like from where you get like the symptoms and then like you die, like the 4 days, like apparently that's like the common time period for rabies. But there was no hydrophobia, which is like a big thing for rabies. Like Edgar Allan Poe was like drinking water in the hospital, which is interesting because like he was in and out of consciousness, but I guess you could be drinking water in between those things. And there was like no evidence of being bitten, but you could, he could have been bitten at some point and not know it.
Hydrophobia isn't always in rabies. Like
even toward the end, I thought like you really like got scared of water at the end. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Rabies is one of my worst fears. I don't want to get. I'm so scared of getting it.
I think it's just a symptom. It doesn't mean it's like the symptom. But
don't you get like really thirsty though at one point? But then you get scared of it?
I don't know.
Because I thought you like when you get rabies, you get really thirsty.
I've never had rabies.
No, well, if you had rabies, you'd be dead. You don't often survive it.
I don't know. I've never had it.
Now, the last theory...
You'd be dead.
You would be dead. I don't know. I never had it. You would be dead. The last theory, and which one I think is kind of almost most plausible to me because it explains more of the factors that happened in his death, is the one that we're talking about for voter fraud. Because there was something at this time called cooping. Now, cooping, goop.
Goop.
Gangs would essentially abduct people.
And have them vote.
Yes. Would either sometimes drug them, sometimes give them alcohol, which also explains some of the drunkenness going on. Make them wear disguises and take them from different polls to different polls and like force them to vote for a certain person. Several times under different names, under different, disguises and things like that. And at the time when you voted, apparently one of the like little good job for voting things, instead of a sticker, they gave you alcohol. Yeah. So not only are they like possibly had drugged or given him alcohol in the beginning, if he was going to several different places and drinking all these things and he already, couldn't handle his alcohol, that could have been an explanation. The disheveled clothes and the clothes that weren't his is obviously an explanation for that. And then this inn that he was at, this tavern, was apparently a common hunting ground for cooping. And the one thing that they were like, well, this is kind of weird, is that like he was recognizable at this point. So why would you choose Edgar Allan Poe as a cooping?
Maybe the person wasn't into that.
I wasn't into poetry. I didn't know what was going on.
Right. Maybe they weren't into it, and so they didn't know.
Yeah. And who knows what these gangs are, who they were. Like, why would they necessarily know who he was? But also, if you're doing disguises,
exactly,
you put a beard on him with his mustache and like a monocle, and you don't know it's
Edgar. A monocle again.
Yeah, and big clothes, and
yeah,
cover his forehead. You got to cover his forehead because he had a very prominent forehead.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. You don't know. That's like how they always draw like him as.
Apparently,
like
I didn't know how he died.
Well, and he just they don't either. It's still inconclusive. Like they don't know that to this day because, they didn't have.
Oh,
he has like very prominent forehead.
He did.
There's something going on in those eyes. He's got deep dark secrets. He married his cousin. So
yeah, I feel like it could be. I feel like definitely there was the voter stuff, but I feel like would it be plausible to assume that maybe he contracted rabies because of that?
Like, what do you mean? Like
where he was being kept, he contracted rabies.
Oh, possibly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, anything's possible.
Anything is
possible. I mean, if he was so, like, he didn't know what happened to him. That's the weird thing, is like before all of this, like
the drugging would make sense.
Yeah. Like the drugging, I mean, yes, a brain
rabies.
tumor.
The
yeah.
rabies would make sense too.
That's what they said.
Hallucinating.
Yeah. Like the delusion and the hallucinations is part of rabies. So it could be, but it's just like kind of like such a weird thing, I feel like, for him to. And that the whole thing is like, why was he buried in an unmarked grave?
Yeah.
That's what doesn't make sense. And he didn't get an autopsy.
Mm-hmm. Were autopsies common?
They were definitely doing
like if
some.
you died of quote unquote natural cause. Were they common, or was it only common for
maybe
murders?
if like a murder? But they were, well, I guess at the time they thought he died of alcohol poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
Like his
medical staff
and like the people around, like, who knew him and stuff, like, were like, oh, he just relapsed and went on a binge drinking. And were autopsies common?
Side note, every time I look up, I see that deer that you pointed to and said he's seen some things.
He's seen some things.
Which is weird because I don't normally see repeats.
Oh. So maybe not, but this is just from chat.
Oh, so it's not as common.
GPT. Autopsies were generally rare, not routinely performed in the 1840s. But I feel like...
Well, if he's a prominent figure and he's known to be an alcoholic...
Yeah.
I could see them not performing an autopsy.
History of the autopsy. I never thought I would be searching for that.
The history of the autopsy.
Middle Ages, modern era. It wasn't until the 1800s that the performance of autopsies became increasingly popular. This was in part due to more regulated practices of established medical examiners and coroners. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Huh. So, yeah, maybe that's why. But I feel like for more, like, prominent people, like, because haven't we done ones before? Like, podcasts before where we're like, maybe we haven't done one this far back in the 40s. Maybe they were all in the 1900s. I don't know. But I was like, surely they did an autopsy. Nope.
No, they didn't. The unmarked grave is still weird because they knew who he was. And they knew he had family.
And Snodgrass knew who he was for sure.
Yeah. So
why would they just throw him
in an unmarked grave unless it was a cover-up?
Yeah. Maybe the whole thing. Maybe. Let's make our own conspiracy. The doctor was actually in on it. And he was a relative of Henry Longsworth. What is his name? The guy, the Longfellow guy that he like criticized, because he also criticized.
Yes.
So he was a relative or disguised. And so he had the gang beat him up to make it look like cooping because it was common at the time.
Well, but the brothers also didn't want him to marry, so all the factions came together.
And did it?
So they did beat him up.
Yeah.
And made it look like
and
cooping.
Cooped him.
Yeah.
And cooped him. Oh yeah, they weren't the gang. It was the brothers that like disguised as the gang.
Yeah.
That made him coop. That then put him in the hospital, and then they killed him.
They were pumping him full of alcohol. It wasn't water.
Oh.
And then they put him in an unmarked grave so he'd be forgotten.
And then 26 years later, people were like, "Oh, just kidding. We need to build a statue."
Yeah, let's
he wrote some things.
Pathetic man.
Yeah.
This is what gets me.
Yeah.
This is what gets me about history.
The craziest of people.
Amelia Earhart.
You think?
Terrible person. Not terrible person.
But didn't do what we thought she did.
Not inspirational really at all. If we're being honest.
Yeah.
So why are we still talking about her? Edgar Allan Poe. Very pitiful man. Very pitiful life.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about him? Because he wrote a couple poems?
Because he wrote a couple poems.
Like, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's one of apparently the great classics. But it's like, well, okay. Maybe he did inspire Sherlock Holmes, but I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, and it's like people draw inspiration from random things. That doesn't mean that like.
Well, I knew Edgar Allan Poe was like weird and morbid and things like that.
I knew
but
he
like
was a little morbid and a little quirky, but like not marry your cousin quirky.
And 13 years old quirky.
Not be an alcoholic and drop out of college twice.
Yeah. I mean, granted, like, he didn't have the greatest of childhoods, but still.
Well, but he was raised by a wealthy family.
He was, but apparently who didn't want to share.
Right.
But yeah, he was raised by a wealthy family, so it wasn't.
When you say he had a terrible childhood, I'm thinking like.
His parents died at 2, so he didn't really even know.
Right. Like, I'm thinking, he was like 10, and his parents died, and he was in and out of foster care.
Yeah.
He had one foster home.
And they were rich.
Yeah. And he dropped out of college.
And he was a good student.
Yeah.
Like, he could have stayed in if he hadn't. Yeah. Gambled and drank.
Chose to make poor life decisions.
That's true.
And now we
think his work is.
Kissed the ground he walked on.
Yeah. Well, I never really kissed the ground he walked on. But
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, exactly. Like, you always see the Edgar Allan Poe. I know. I'm like, wait, so this is all? This is what happened?
Yeah.
Like, I knew he died young, and I knew it was, like, kind of tragic. But, like, I didn't.
Which it is.
Yeah. I mean, especially if he got killed. Yeah. But if he drank himself to death?
At the same time, if it's not any of this, and it literally was, he started drinking. Yeah. And he had a brain aneurysm or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Why
are
you revering him as one of the greats? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's weird. It's just one of those apparently unsolved mysteries, too, of how he died.
I do think that it was kind of... I think it might have been a combination of a couple things.
Yeah. Yeah, it could have very well been.
Yeah.
I definitely think there's something fishy about it. Like,
there's definitely something fishy.
Like, it's yes, maybe he drank himself to death, but like there was something else going on.
Because he was
already
unmarked
sick,
grave.
And he was missing for like you said, he could just be sick. But like he traveled there and was fine. Well, not fine, but like he traveled there and then he just was gone.
And then he got sick.
Unless he was having an affair.
Ooh. And then she found out and she had him
take him
Which,
and
I mean,
discard
if
of
you're
him.
going to do that, I mean, you're going to cheat. You're going to find out.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, that's what I learned.
Interesting. If you have any other disappointing prominent figures that you would like us to cover, indeed, we would like to get to the real history of things. Like, for instance, I would have never known that Edgar Allan Poe was so pathetic, and I would have never known that I really don't care for Amelia Earhart either, had I not looked into her. If you have disappointing people like that, you can reach us at lattespodcast@gmail.com or on Facebook and Instagram under Lattes on My Mind. Or you can reach out to us on our website, lattespodcast.com. You can also comment on any of our posts on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Audible, or YouTube.
Maybe we should just make a series like, has this person disappointed you?
Disappointing history.
So disappointing history, someone you just thought. There's a lot of that. And then there's some people who were made out to be like tyrants
and who were
actually
really great.
Weren't as bad.
Who were like actually like Robin Hood.
Yeah. Well, Robin Hood's.
Yeah. But you know, like at the time, they were made out to be a tyrant.
Yeah. However,
that's a bad example, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
You get what I'm saying. Like they're actually.
Well, I think that kind of happened with like Marie Antoinette. Like I think she was like not great, but like she was like made out to be way worse than they. Yeah. Which I was wanting to do one on her possibly. So we'll see. Okay. We'll see if she's as horrible as the annals. Is that how you say that word?
As the what?
Annals of history. Say.
I have no idea what word you're trying to say.
ANNAL. Annals?
Never heard that word.
Yes, you have. Surely.
I don't think so. Oh my goodness.